Walk on to any used truck lot in America right now and you will see them sitting in the overflow section, unwashed, unnoticed, priced lower than the SUVs parked out front because the dealer has given up trying to sell them. 50 feet away, a couple is signing paperwork on a brand new F-150 with a twin-turbo EcoBoost, a 10-speed transmission, and a monthly payment that will follow them around like a stray dog for the next 7 years. I have been a mechanic for over 2 decades, and I am going to show you 3 trucks that cost less than 1 year of payments on that new F-150. And every single one of them will still be running when that EcoBoost is sitting in a salvage yard with seized turbochargers and a dead transmission. I saved the best for last because number 1 is the truck I believe is the most overlooked bargain in the entire used market. Let us get into it. Number 3 is a truck that most people forgot Nissan even made. The first generation Nissan Titan was built from 2004 to 2015. 11 model years with essentially the same powertrain, and the used market treats them like they do not exist. That is a gift if you know what you are looking at. A contractor I have worked with for years came to me 2 summers ago. He had been running a 2017 F-150 with the 3.5 EcoBoost and 94,000 miles on it. The turbos were starting to make noise, the intercooler had a leak, and the dealer quoted him $6,200 for the repair. He asked me what he should do. I told him to sell it while it still ran, and go find a first-generation Titan. He looked at me like I had lost my mind. 2 weeks later, he came back in a 2012 Nissan Titan SV Crew Cab he picked up for $13,800 with 87,000 miles. That truck now has 149,000 miles on it. Total repairs in 2 years have been brakes, a set of spark plugs, and 1 oxygen sensor. He told me last month he has not thought about his truck once since he bought it. That is the highest compliment a working truck can get. Here is what makes the first generation Titan so mechanically sound and durable. The engine is the VK56DE, a 5.6-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing 305 to 317 horsepower depending on the year. No turbochargers, no direct injection, no cylinder deactivation. It uses a timing chain, not a belt. It is port fuel injected, which means no carbon buildup on intake valves like the direct injected engines that every manufacturer started using after 2010. Nissan built this engine to compete directly with the 5.7 Hemi and the 5.3 Vortec. And mechanically, it matches both of them in longevity. I have seen multiple VK56 engines pass 280,000 miles on original internals with nothing more than oil changes and a set of plugs at 100,000 miles. The 5-speed automatic transmission behind it is the RE5 R05A, the same unit Nissan used in the Armada, the Pathfinder, and the Infiniti QX56. It is a heavy-duty unit that shifts smoothly and lasts as long as the fluid gets changed every 60,000 miles. Current market pricing is where this gets absurd. A 2010 to 2014 Titan SV with 80,000 to 120,000 miles is selling for $12,000 to $18,000. A same-year Toyota Tundra with the 5.7-liter engine is going for $24,000 to $32,000. You are looking at a truck with comparable reliability for nearly half the price because Nissan does not have Toyota's resale cult following. The depreciation is doing the work for you. When you inspect one, check the exhaust manifolds. The first-generation Titan is known for hairline cracks in the exhaust manifolds that cause a ticking noise on cold start. It does not affect performance or longevity, but it is a $700 to $1,000 fix if the noise bothers you, and it is solid negotiating leverage on the lot. Check the rear axle seal area for any signs of differential fluid weeping. Early models from 2004 to 2007 had a rear axle seal issue that Nissan addressed with an updated part. Most have been fixed by now, but verify. Check the coolant. If it has never been changed and the truck has over 100,000 miles, factor in a full cooling system flush immediately. Do those 3 things, and you have a full-size V8 truck. that will run for another 150,000 miles without drama. Number 2 is the truck that everyone sees on the road, but nobody thinks to buy used because they assume the Chevy Silverado is the same truck for the same price. It is not. The GMC Sierra 1500, specifically the GMT 800 platform from 1999 to 2006, is mechanically identical to the Silverado in every way that matters, and it consistently sells for $1,500 to $3,000 less on the used market, because the GMC badge does not carry the same name recognition with casual truck buyers. Last year, a young couple came into my shop looking for a truck to pull a small camper. They had $8,000, and every truck they had looked at in that range was either rotted out or had a transmission on its last legs. I told them to stop searching for Silverados and start searching for Sierras. They found a 2004 GMC Sierra 1500 SLE Crew cab with the 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8, four-wheel drive, and 134,000 miles for $7,200. That same truck badged as a Silverado was listing at $9,500 to $10,000 all day long in their area. Same frame, same engine, same transmission, same transfer case, built on the same assembly line in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They saved $2,500 because of 4 letters on a tailgate. If this kind of honest truck advice is helping you, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I put out videos every week breaking down the trucks that actually deserve your money. Now back to the Sierra. The 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8 in the GMT 800 is one of the most proven truck engines General Motors has ever produced. It is part of the Gen 3 small block family that General Motors started building in 1997, and these engines are everywhere. The 5.3 makes 285 to 295 horsepower depending on the year, runs on regular fuel, and uses a timing chain. It is naturally aspirated with sequential port fuel injection, no turbos, no direct injection carbon issues, and no active fuel management cylinder deactivation on these model years to chew up oil rings, like the later versions did. I have personally seen a dozen of these engines pass 300,000 miles. The block is iron, the heads are aluminum, the rotating assembly is practically indestructible when oil is changed every 5,000 miles. The transmission is the 4L60E, which is the most common automatic transmission in the history of General Motors. There are rebuilders in every city in America who can tear one down and reassemble it in their sleep. A full rebuild runs about $1,800 to $2,200 installed. Compare that to a rebuild on a modern Ford 10R80 10-speed, which starts at $4,500 if you can even find a shop willing to touch it. Current market pricing on a 2003 to 2006 Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 and under 150,000 miles is between $6,000 and $10,000. A comparable Silverado runs from $7,500 to $12,500. You are getting the identical truck for less money every single time, and both of them will run longer than a brand new F-150 with the EcoBoost, because there is simply less to go wrong. No intercooler, no turbo seals, no high-pressure fuel system, no 10-speed transmission with 16 clutch packs. Inspection points on a GMT 800 Sierra are straightforward. Check the brake lines because GM used a material in this era that corrodes in northern states and can develop leaks around 150,000 miles. Replacing all the lines runs about $500 to $700 at an independent shop, and it is a one-time fix. Check the instrument cluster. These have a well-known problem where the stepper motors behind the gauges fail and the speedometer stops working. A rebuilt cluster is $150 and takes 20 minutes to swap. Check the front end. Ball joints and tie rod ends wear out around 120,000 miles and cost about $600 to do all 4 corners. If those 3 things check out and the frame is clean, you have a truck that will go another 200,000 miles on a budget that would not cover one repair bill on a new truck. And here it is. Number 1. The truck I would hand the keys to my own kid if they needed something reliable, affordable, and built to run for the next 15 years without a single moment of doubt. The first generation Toyota Tundra from 2000 to 2006, specifically with the 4.7-liter 2 UZF-E V8. Most people do not even realize this truck exists because when they hear Toyota truck, they immediately think Tacoma. And they immediately see Tacoma prices, which are $18,000 to $25,000 for a 20-year-old truck with 180,000 miles because of Toyota cult pricing. The Tundra flies under that radar completely, and it should not, because the engine in this truck is arguably the most reliable V8 Toyota has ever built. A regular customer of mine, a retired firefighter, bought a 2005 Tundra SR 5 double cab with the 4.7 V8 6 years ago for $9,500 with 112,000 miles. That truck now has 213,000 miles. In 6 years of ownership, his total repair spending outside of maintenance has been a starter motor and a set of front wheel bearings. That is it. He drives it every day, pulls a utility trailer on weekends, and told me he plans to drive it until he physically cannot drive anymore. I believe him, and I believe the truck will outlast that plan. The 2UZFE is a 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 with an iron block and aluminum heads. It produces 245 to 282 horsepower depending on the model year. It uses a timing belt, not a chain, and that is the one scheduled maintenance item you cannot skip. The belt needs to be replaced every 90,000 miles along with the water pump and tensioners. That service runs about $900 to $1,200 at an independent shop. But here's the thing, if that service has already been done, you are looking at another 90,000 miles of completely bulletproof operation. Toyota engineered this engine for the global market, including the Land Cruiser Prado, sold in countries where the nearest dealer is 500 miles of dirt road away. They built it to survive neglect, heat, dust, and abuse. In a suburban American driveway with regular oil changes, this engine is practically immortal. I have seen 3 of these go past 350,000 miles on original bottom ends. The transmissions behind them, both the 4-speed automatic in earlier models and the 5-speed in later ones, are equally proven. Current market pricing on a 2003 to 2006 Tundra with the 4.7-liter V8 and under 150,000 miles is between $10,000 and $16,000. Compare that to a same-era Tacoma 5.6 at $18,000 to $26,000. You are getting a bigger truck with a V8, better towing capacity, and the same Toyota durability for thousands less. The Tundra does not have the Tacoma's cult resale value, and that gap is pure profit for the buyer who knows what they are looking at. When you shop for one, the single most important inspection point is the frame. Toyota issued a recall and a frame replacement program for first-generation Tundras because of corrosion, especially in northern states. Check whether the frame has been replaced or treated. If it has a brand new Toyota supplied frame, you are looking at a truck that is essentially rebuilt from the chassis up. That is a unicorn. If the frame shows heavy rust and was never addressed, walk away, regardless of how good the engine sounds. Second, check the lower ball joints. These typically wear out around 100,000 miles, and they cost about $500 to replace. Third, verify the timing belt service. If the truck has over 90,000 miles on the original belt, factor that $1,000 service into your offer price. If service records show it was done, you have a truck that needs nothing but oil, filters, and brake pads for the foreseeable future. So there it is. 3 trucks the market has completely overlooked, while everyone fights over new F-150s. With turbocharged engines and transmissions that were designed to hit a fuel economy number on a government test, not to last 200,000 miles in your driveway. The Nissan Titan with the bulletproof VK56 V8, available for the price of a decent used sedan. The GMC Sierra with the legendary 5.3 Vortec for thousands less than the identical Silverado parked next to it. And the king of this list, the first-generation Toyota Tundra with the 2UZFE. A truck built by engineers who clearly never got the memo about planned obsolescence. None of these trucks have adaptive cruise control or a 12-inch touchscreen. What they have is the one thing that actually matters in a pickup truck: the ability to start every single morning, do the work, and never leave you on the side of the road wondering why you spent $55,000 on a truck that could not make it to 100,000 miles. If you want to see which trucks have the worst reliability records and the ones I tell every customer to avoid, I made a video on that. Like the video if it helped. Subscribe for more honest truck advice, and I will see you in the next one. Drive safe, take care of your truck, and it will take care of you.